What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Content Breaker, where I hope we're on the right world line. I am Gate, and I am here with future Gadget Kelz, a tractor field static, and please don't be a please don't be a certain Agent Strange.
Yeah, you know me.
This motherfucker. This mother. Man, yeah. Wow. Welcome to Content Breaker.
Guess I shouldn't tell you about my
Glad
code
I can keep it going for you. We're talking Steins Gate, guys. How you doing?
Hopefully on the right world
That sounds
line.
about right.
Yeah. I'm doing great because I woke up this morning, man. Whether it became the best
What
day or the
morning is
worst
it?
day, it still had an option. Huh?
What morning?
A morning.
Fair enough.
In the words of Kid Cudi, my morning dew.
Wow.
I'll just stretch my
Morning
hands.
dew.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't listen to music.
Nope.
But yeah, Steins Gate, which is a anime about microwaves.
Yes.
All right. Before we get into this, as kind of the father figure of the podcast, don't fuck with microwaves. I don't care what's going on. You cannot make a motherfucking time machine out of a microwave. That's probably the most dangerous, like, fucking appliance in your house to go inside the guts of and poke your fingers around. Don't fuck with microwaves. They hate you and will murder you and your children without a second thought. They will not send you back in time. They will fucking kill you. Don't fuck with microwaves. But it's an anime made in Japan, not our problem. Okay.
And we know this because we tried.
No.
No, we didn't try.
I definitely didn't try.
I vaguely remember something somewhere telling me that you had a thing about microwaves. I can't remember who.
Who?
Maybe it was in a different world line. I don't remember. But
I hate all
Like you
of
got
this.
reading Steiner.
yeah.
I hate all of this. An anime that's about time travel.
No one wanted to try and put a banana in a microwave to see what would happen.
Everyone's prop.
Look, man, I don't admit to shit.
Don't take the door off your fucking microwave for one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've all done the
want
fork
blue?
trick where we put a fork in and run, right? No?
Nobody
I like
else
to
was
take
willing to buy me a
microwaves to
microwave,
abandoned
so no.
forests and then plug it into make a little electricity thing like they did in Pokemon, like the first season where you push like a push
A
pull
water wheel?
Yeah, water wheel. And I plug my microwave into that and I put things in it and I run. So that's my Sunday activity after church.
So not only does he Dr. Stone himself a generator in the middle of the woods, he then brings a whole microwave.
Bro, he's got a microwave in his closet. Like, he doesn't go anywhere.
Toaster oven.
Oh, toaster.
I don't think that's any safer, honestly.
I mean, it's probably not because there's
not.
clothes in there. I don't know.
It's
What
a
do you
ma-
want from me, Strange?
It's a major fire hazard.
Hey,
What
you're
I
not a
want-
firefighter yet.
Is I actually want a microwave that I can activate with the cell phone.
You can. It's called Samsung.
Samsung. Oh, shit. Samsung CERN.
Oh no,
We've reached that level of technology.
it's already happened.
It's not
I can
2010
tell.
anymore.
I can change the temperature in my refrigerator with my phone, bro. And turn on my washing machine. We're out here.
Yo, I can't actually believe that this.
Fucking future
Anime
gadget
was-
laboratory right there.
Yeah, I can't believe this anime was made in like 2011. That's
Why not?
crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I don't know.
Will you believe the visual novel that it's based on was made in the early 2000s?
Yes.
I believe that even
Wow.
more so because of Y2K and shit. But Strange, tell me why you don't what makes it hard for you to believe? Is it the
I don't
art
know.
style?
I guess-
Is it the premise? Is it?
I think it is the art style. I think it's just it was a good art style, and it kind of.
Have you watched Lupin the Third? I'm just curious because
I watched a little bit of it. No,
That
it looks
was
good.
2006.
He's just mad that Studio Dean didn't do it in 2006.
No,
So
but the
is
art
the
style
art style.
changed. The art style changed from the visual novel to the anime is kind of drastic.
Yo, the visual novel gives me like Danganronpa vibes, where this gives me like Steins Gate vibes.
I saw
Steins
that.
Gate.
I went to look at
I
the
mean-
wiki and I was like, whoa, that art style's different. That's crazy.
All right. What the fuck is Steins Gate?
Steins
It
Gate.
is the world line where you get everything you wanted.
So we're not in
eventually.
Steins Gate.
Eventually.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You're
Gotcha.
definitely on the wrong. We're on the wrong world line.
So I used to think Steins Gate was the prequel to the anime Gate, and I was very disappointed when I found out that it wasn't, because Gate is my shit, and this is
I, for real, thought the same thing. I thought they were related somehow. I was
yeah,
like, oh,
I
it's
was
the
like,
one.
nope, and then I was so disappointed when it wasn't. But
Oh, Steins Gate. That's the one where the medieval people come and fight the modern people, right?
yo,
No,
speaking
that's
of
not at
which,
all
can
what
we?
it is.
I'm petitioning for Gate season 2. If you hear me, anime lords, please. You made Devil's a part timer happen. Make this happen. But
Oh my god. No, we just need White Fox to do more of their magic because we have Kai in a different timeline. We've discussed this.
It was-
Studio White Fox. It's Steins Gate and ReZero.
mm-hmm.
And Devil is a part timer.
Man, I can't make a kill.
Boom. We just
I
need
think they did
White
Gate.
Fox to do more.
Look, everything's only one D-mail away from like changing everything. It's all you got to do
I
is just
will
send a D-mail.
delete you.
Dang, it was A1 Pictures. I was close.
Damn.
I was like, maybe. But
But I say, what? But for real, what is a Steins Gate though?
Okay, Steins Gate is a science fiction anime based in real world science,
Sure.
where a group of very outgoing
Curious.
and curious scientists will
Mad.
get together. Mad scientists got together in a small studio apartment, and ended up inventing a machine that could send emails back in time.
sounds about right.
And from there, they have fun with it for a few episodes, and then consequences and mind fuckery.
They
Yeah.
have fun with it for well too many episodes.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, isn't the first thing that happens homegirl dies? So is that like really fun?
Well, episode 1 with the mystery and intrigue, it's like, oh, we're going to this conference about time travel and oh, science. I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. And
You're
then
quoting something that's fake.
John Titor.
Yes.
yes. Which, turns out, oh my gosh, weren't you the one who told me about a message where I was going to die? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then she dies, and he's like, oh my God, what was she talking about? I'll never know. And then it's mystery and adventure and intrigue from that point forward.
Yeah.
Episode 1,
Especially-
not fun. Episode 2 through 12,
Not fun.
adventure.
Episode 13 through the rest. Holy
Interesting.
shit.
Yeah, like, I will say,
it
like,
is a slow burn.
slog.
Yes.
Very
much.
slow pacing.
Slog.
But when it picks up, it hits you.
We'll circle back to the challenge of the episode count towards the end. But no, definitely, like the concept is interesting. The characters not being some of them are main character not being an actual fucking scientist and, being a poser and still coming up with a way to like actually do time travel with a microwave. Do not fuck with your microwaves. I cannot put this public service announcement out there enough. Don't do it. You will die. But we have anime fantasy for what if it did work.
Again, we tried it and it was too dangerous. So
we didn't do it because we're not suckers.
I do gotta ask though, and maybe I missed it maybe it just flew over my head.
What?
They made this, right? They just were trying to make a remote controlled microwave.
I'm like, the anime studio, yes. But yes, no, the group did make the microwave, yes.
Okay.
Daru, the tech guy, and Okabe,
yeah.
Kiyoma, whatever the fuck he wants to go by. God damn it. Okabe came up with the idea. Daru made it happen, and they turned out to make it in the perfect spot to where when a big ass old TV downstairs was turned on, they could send emails back in time.
Very specifically.
Imagine if Kai and myself, instead of being successful podcasters, we decided to go into mad science and just made a bunch of shit with microwaves, which we're not dumb enough to do. That's why we say words on tape.
It's not the only dangerous thing they played around with.
No. Listen, man, honestly, if I was a mad scientist, it would be over for 95% of the world. The only 5% that would be safe is the 5% I can locate.
Man.
Anyway,
so
are you okay?
My other question. My other question was, how did the
babies.
No. When did they figure out they needed the IBN 5100? Because, also, you can make a drinking game out of how many times they said that.
Time travel.
It's a drinking game, and it's very dangerous.
But, they figured out during time travel because one of the Anons, I don't know, I'm not a fucking nerd.
So it was an anonymous message.
One of the Anons on the Japanese Anon boards talking about time travel was like, yes, I'm a time traveler, but you need an IBN 6500 to decode the science.
Well, I know who that was. So, okay, gotcha.
Who was it?
I just put it together.
Ooh.
Homegirl.
We have too many homegirls.
You mean Makase?
No, see, that's waifu.
Oh, you mean Mayuri?
No.
Oh, you mean ponytail chick or braid chick? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the double braids with the short hair.
Whose name? I forget her name.
That was her.
Suzu.
Right, so, okay.
Suzuha Amane.
You mean Urza?
No.
No, that's the other redhead.
Shit.
I just kept watching. I didn't bother to go back. I just did I miss something? I feel like because I was half asleep while I was watching it. I missed something.
There's a
got
lot of
everything
info. Especially in the beginning, it's a lot of info dumping.
It was
I'm not going to lie.
I said,
how
I
went about this series because I was rewatching ReZero at the same time for our other podcast while I was also
that's bad timing.
While I was also doing something else. I don't remember. I think it was trying to better myself or whatnot.
That's some bad timing.
Yeah, so I was bouncing between these two. And then, so when I was watching Steins Gate, I could only take things as ingestible as I could physically manage. And I was like, okay, there's stuff I don't understand. I'm going to keep watching with the hopes of it'll make sense later. So there was things that fell by the wayside because I didn't go back to double check them or read them or blah, blah, blah. But I feel like when I got to the end result, I was like, cool. Magical anime bullshit. So that's what took me through this series. But
scientific anime bullshit, excuse you.
I was about to say science.
Yeah, scientific, you're right. But I will say what I did capture from this was the characters and kind of the not mental but psychological aspects of each character, which were very interesting, I do say so myself. So I feel like I focused more so on the psychological stuff and how overall Okabe was the chosen main character because of his like huge ego for him to be like relevant as himself in every like time universe. Like, because if most people went through that.
I don't know if I would say it was his ego, but definitely he is somehow relevant.
The only thing about him that was actually kind of like special was the fact that he could remember things between world lines when they sent.
But wouldn't that go towards his ego though? Because the way I see it, well, okay, let me explain. The way I see it is that he was so like, you know, unlike he was kind of like, I don't want to say like a selfish douchebag, but so much as like a non like wavering person in his ideas, like when he called out the dude in the first episode, or when he was like, yo, I'm a mad scientist and claim like this pure like belief in himself, like, or his like practice of doing things. So that's what I equate to his ego, that he was able to remember because he like stayed himself throughout all these different iterations.
I get what you're saying. No. the kind of explanation, they don't really give any explanation for it, but the kind of one that they do give is that he had this weird ass sickness that nobody could understand where it came from or his symptoms or anything. And it just went away one day. And since he's the only one who went through that and has that ability to remember things, that's what they equate it to.
It's the time sickness. Too many microwaves.
See, this kind of went like down a notch for me. If that's what we're.
But I mean, really, with the Akabe's whole vibe is like the mad scientist bullshit is really just a front, and we see a lot of that front slip as he gets closer to people. And that's kind of the point, is it's all just an act and a ploy, and he's really a good guy in his goals.
He's not really egotistical about anything. It's just that he's afraid of shit, and if he can play the part well enough to trick himself into believing it, maybe it'll come true. Fake it till you make it.
To which, time travel in this show. How do y'all feel like the time travel, which is a very large, if not only, point of this show, how do you feel like it was done compared to some of the other things? Kai, you had mentioned we were talking about ReZero as a form of time travel show. How do you feel about this compared to other implementations of time travel?
I mean, I feel like it has to be in the realm of practicality. So it is like more so grounded of what it could be towards other instances of time travel. But I feel like it does a good job in like the whole kind of like, I know there was a movie, like a real life movie that's comparing it to, but I can't remember what it is, where you like send messages back in time.
I was about to say Back to the Future.
Maybe, but like
Terminator.
Yes, Terminator. That's what I was thinking of. Like where you
Star
send
Trek
messages like back in time. So like the use of like communicating with past selves and everything like that to like change out the narratives and the consequences of the butterfly effect and everything, I think it's done like pretty well. And it was like, interesting.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah. So it was very interesting. I enjoyed it.
I liked the rope theory.
This wasn't about Shoe Strange.
I'm just telling you.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, the rope theory was dope. Continue.
That's all. I was just adding. No, that was it. That was like the rope theory.
No, okay, define the rope theory. The rope theory being that, okay, it's one line, but one line is made up of a bunch of like individual threads.
Isn't that string theory?
Motherfucker, that's rope theory because it's made out of strings.
And if anything, it's fiber theory because it's rope fibers.
Because you gotta get your fiber supplements, bruh. You gotta meet your quota.
You mean the Tony the Tiger theory?
It's a shit theory, let me tell you. Anyway,
I actually liked that they did combine like butterfly effect with like string theory and
Why?
There was like one other theory in there. It was interesting. I don't know. I like it when they throw stuff together, mash it up in a pot, stir it up, and be like, yeah, this is it. This is what we're going with.
Where you try to find the actual science within the fiction.
Yeah.
Fantasy science. Suck it.
Go!
Turns out we're in the beta world. You need to get back to alpha or whatever it was.
They were in the alpha, need to get to beta.
Sorry, we're in alpha. You need to get to the beta. So I'm like, so this is the unfinished world.
Well, they're all unfinished because time just keeps on moving.
I mean, like, are we in a video game now? Is it alpha beta now? Is
Well, yes.
the beta world.
It was based off a visual novel.
Are we in Greece with the fucking Greek alphabet?
Proud Mary, keep on turning.
I hate it. That's so accurate. Rolling. You start slow, and then we're gonna do it dirty, nasty. Anyway, I feel it. We don't listen to fucking music. I listen anyway. Future Diaries. I mean, Steins Gate. Time travel.
That's what. Thank you.
Adventure.
Thank you. That's where my mind was going. Like the parallels to Future Diaries, which came out around the same time as this, I believe, with like the use of cell phones to communicate with the future and past is very interesting. Like, it's definitely like done. I can't even say it's done on a better level on each one because I feel like there's uniqueness in both of them. Mm-hmm. But yes, sorry, Kelz, continue.
No, I agree. No, in Steins Gate, there's a lack of the supernatural. Where in like Future Diaries, there's this kind of overarching like grand power game. Where Future Diaries, it's all humans.
Where God literally says, "Battle Royale, go!"
Yeah. Where Steins Gate is like, okay, humans hate humans, and then they gain the ability to travel through time to fuck everything up. Yeah.
And of course, they do.
Yeah. Give a man an opportunity. It's
and you'll create a huge car crash that kills us.
Certainly, there's no way this email will alter anything except get rid of all my Moe cafes. Like,
oh my gosh,
the truest of tragedies.
So there's a lot of times when going into stories like these, I call it recently I've started calling it the Attack on Titan effect, which me and Kelz talked about on our podcast yesterday with ReZero, of overcomplicating things, and thus people say it's good because it's overcomplicated and confusing. So, do you all think that plagues this series?
It is definitely a complicated thing to actually like understand, but
do you think it's complicated in the replacement of writing?
No.
Like again, they're going to come for me. I know they are. But some aspects, especially in Attack on Titan, are overcomplicated. And people mistake that, in my opinion, is like superb writing. Like, oh, well, this happened and it doesn't make sense. So it must be balls to the wall.
Well, the real answer with that is it only took you 8 fucking years. But anyways, Zog, your point on Steins Gate.
I don't think it's that. I don't think that it's overcomplicated to hide anything. I don't think it's like. See, I'm imagining like another example of like what you're saying with the overcomplicated. It must make sense kind of thing. It's like that. That one teacher or that one kid in school who's just like didn't think about a question that they were going to get asked, and of course some random kid asked it, and now they have to spend time justifying everything. I think this one took enough time to actually sit down, make sure its justifications worked with its explanations, and how the story presented them to make enough sense. Because time travel is complicated. It's just a complicated thing. It's hard to understand no matter what. Fuck, Endgame didn't even do it that well, and that's probably the best, like, current example of it. And, yeah, I can't look at this show and just be like, no, I don't think that's how time travel works, because they covered basically every aspect of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I agree. I feel like it's one of those things where I would compare this to kind of like space travel and Astro of the Lost, or Astro Lost in Space that me and Kelz also watched recently. On the aspect of like space travel is a very like confusing concept, but the way it was done in that was very based in like, there's no absolutes because we haven't gotten there, but it resembles things that we use in daily practices, such as like, refinement of like the necessities when we arrive on a new planet and fuel and all that, and how A and B works and X and Y and WX. So like, I feel like Steins Gate does a really good job of incorporating what we know of the theory of time travel into making it believable that this is how it could work in this aspect, in which that I give credit to Steins Gate for, because a lot of, other shows don't really bother like that. Like with The Flash, is like, just run really fast backwards. Okay.
What else are you going to have him do, though?
I mean, like,
Look, he's the Flash. The answer is run very fast. We got to know how to tie that in.
Yes. Or the Superman route, where it's like, I'm going to go the opposite way, which, just... forget all the other scientific things have to happen before we go back in time, like, climate's changing, corruption, Earth being destroyed. No, let's just go back in time. Not just me, everybody.
That one I forgive because it was in the 70s. Not sure. It's not a good reasoning to forgive it, but
I'm just saying, like, literally the Earth would explode before we went back in time. But like,
I don't know. Let's not find out. But no, I agree with. It just says you.
I don't know. Let's move the microwave.
I'm not gonna go bug it. Not gonna go open the door. Yeah.
Make mini black holes and.
But I agree with you both. I got beef with the pacing, but that's because I'm a lazy, busy man now.
I don't even think it's that. I'm like,
but
the pacing just was kind of draggy.
Because it took us 12 episodes to get to the hooks and swerves. But the big difference though is all of this writing is very grounded in its own foundation and its own groundwork, and all of the twists and turns and reveals felt probable in the universe. Everything was taken serious enough where when they hit you with we can turn a banana into slime, and we can, I don't know, send your memories back 48 hours. And this girl is literally from the future looking for her dad. Like, all of it, and the satellite's not a satellite, it's a time machine. Like, all of these plot twists felt probable in the universe, where Attack on Titan goes, here's everything you ever known. We're fighting the Titans and we're the last humans on Earth, except for it's an allegory for World War II.
Yep.
It was Aaron all along.
It was Aaron all along.
And it was planned all along. Yeah.
And it's that kind of reveal where it's just like, what the fuck, man?
I really want to make a joke about Attack on Titan, but I don't know how far the series is anymore.
It hasn't gotten to where that joke is.
Final season, part 3. Yeah.
So, as the plot twists go, it becomes further ungrounded in its own reality.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it less believable and less interesting. Whereas Steins Gate really keeps things in its own plot. And I think it does that well.
Now, I would say that as slow of a burn as it was, it kind of works for it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyways.
Honestly, I think it's kind of because of that slow burn in the beginning that it is so grounded in its own logic and why it can be like that.
But we could have only spent 6 episodes instead of 12 episodes to get to the fun pivots.
So, like, I gotta say,
but then it would have been 18 episodes instead of 20.
Fuck the network.
I gotta say, like, I personally have to side with like Kelz on this aspect of like, I feel like in this one, like the same story could have been told in 12 opposed to like 24. Like, because a lot of the stuff that happens is like kind of just saying, like, the consequences are kind of, explained through the first major thing that happens, like the catastrophes and like things like that. I don't feel like we need to keep seeing those happen because it's like, we already understand like the basis of that. So I feel like maybe if you hadn't spent so much, and this is also, I feel like might have been something to do since this did come out with 2011, like it was before the whole 12 episode rise and 24 episode thing. So I feel like this was kind of just something they had to do opposed to something they wanted to do. Maybe that's how I look at it. But I do feel like it could have been told in like 12 episodes and then we could have got Steins Gate 0 as an OVA, which I think we did anyway. But like, I feel like 12 episodes plus the OVA would have made it like, like that cemented. I was like, it would have put, for me, it would have put like Steins Gate where kind of most people have it, like in that top echelons list.
Which is fair enough. Honestly, with us having Steins Gate 0 as a second season, going into showing more of that stuff, I think that's fine. The problem is how long it took for Steins Gate 0 to actually get made and come out.
Yeah, which is funny because that's the video game route, Steins Gate 0, I believe.
It's the showing you more of what the video game route was doing. By the end of the first series, Steins Gate, they do tell you everything, and I do agree we should have been shown it instead of just, here's a freaking exposition dump like at the beginning of the show. But with so many of the shows, even nowadays, they're just like, hey, here's a character. Here's a little bit about them. That's why you should care. Bye. Moving on to the next thing. I enjoyed the slower pacing that gave me time to actually spend with them and give a shit.
Yeah.
That's my whole argument for the original Sailor Moon. It's 40 episodes of like half story and half filler, but the filler is all there just to go on an adventure with these characters.
Yeah.
And when you're not in a hurry, that's fine.
Yeah. It's a very well used filler.
Yeah. So this definitely, you spend so much time early on just living with these characters and how crazy they are and how like, and getting to know our main character, for one being a mad scientist and two being full of shit and actually like being a person. And then to get to see that come episode 13 onward is really where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Even the last like 2 episodes where it just goes off the rails, like, oh my gosh, it's not over yet. We're still in it. It's still going.
Look, it ain't Return to the King, so I'll take 2 endings over 5. Like, actually, what was it, 10?
Too many.
Also, shout out to Fate. Because Fate feels like this formula that works, right? So again, Studio Dean put out, of course, what is it? Just the OG Fate?
Yeah, they put out, well, not OG Fate. They put out Fate Stay Night.
OG Fate Stay Night.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, they put out the 2005, because of course it's 2005. Fate Stay Night.
Yeah,
the first route.
Like, people die when they're killed. Iconic.
And then we later on get Fate Zero, and then Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works.
Yes, the good ones.
Later on in 2012-ish. And, we get this kind of really successful resurgence. And I feel like this is the cusp of successful visual novel adaptations, where you still are kind of bound by the time period. 2010, as you had mentioned, you're kind of stuck in the minimum episode count of 24. But we don't have to go through this world of Studio D. Love them to death, but we don't have to like struggle with this in 2005 when the original light novel time period came out.
Great.
We get like a quality adaptation, and it kind of is what it is.
And shout out to this not being Danganronpa.
Danganronpa?
Danganronpa. Ah, yes. Shut up, Strange. Because Danganronpa was good. Well, it was decent. It was okay. And it was okay until I played the games, the visual novel, and I was like, wow, this is ass. Like the anime adaptation, because they cut out a lot of stuff and it just felt like very flat and like a lot of states were gone. So I was like, wow.
They always have to cut a lot of things out when they adapt visual novels.
Yeah, but they didn't have to do it like that. But like, have you played the games? Because I'll let you borrow them because I have them for PlayStation.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool. I will let you borrow those at some point. And
all I'm saying is I'm sad at those Fate deleted scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of Fate deleted stuff.
I went back
you men have cultured.
I went back and
anyway, proceed.
I caught the visual novels, and some of it was deleted for a reason. I'm gonna say that, but some of it
but most of that belongs there.
Yeah, but anyway, so like I feel like from what I've heard from the Steins Gate community and the visual novel players, that the anime kind of rings true to the visual novels, and it's kind of almost the same experience verbatim. So shout out to White Fox for doing that justice. But White Fox, as we know, they do, with the exception of Kamega Kill, because I have read the manga and two hills diverge on a path. I took the one that didn't make any fucking sense. That's what they did with the Kamega Kill. But granted, I think they finished the Kamega Kill before the manga was done, so I'll give them that. But other than that, their adaptations have been pretty on point. ReZero has been phenomenal. Steins Gate's been really good as well. Devil's a Part-Timer has been really true to it as well. And White Fox
Slayer.
What's that?
Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, Goblin Slayer has been really good as well. Especially the movie, which y'all need to watch if you haven't watched it.
I haven't watched this anime yet.
Bruh, you own it. But anyway.
I do.
Anyway. So, and even with Mushoku Tensei, because half of their studio went to go make Studio Bond, which made Mushoku Tensei. So technically White Fox. But White Fox has been holding it down for the adaptations of light novels and source material. So, it really makes me kind of excited to one day go play the Steins Gates games. Now that I have this precursor of experience. So I will probably go and pick up the games because White Fox made it really easy to follow and digest throughout this anime adaptation.
Yeah. And now you get to read all about all the special thoughts Okabe had as he was going through all of this.
Oh, goody. When you play through them, please let me know if the iconic line, "Hello, I am mad scientist. Very cool, son of a bitch." Tell me if that's in there, okay?
It's in there, motherfucker.
Oh, that's funny.
I will.
I didn't know that's where this came from, by the way. My mind was blown.
Lord
I was
Jesus.
like, oh, it's the thing. I've seen it
the
before.
thing. But yeah, so
let me know.
I will let you know. But yeah, was this easy to follow for you guys? Because I mean, I know we talked about the pacing, which kind of made it difficult at some point. But I would say, overall, I turned my brain on autopilot and just stopped questioning a lot of stuff because again, so that's what made it easy for me.
The beginning, again, was a little hard to kind of take in everything all at once so fast, especially the first 2 episodes maybe. But then after that, it's yeah, okay, I'm following along with what's happening here. Kelz, what are you doing with your camera?
I don't know, man.
Whatever
drawing
he
attention
wants.
to himself.
Whatever he wants.
Who
God,
sent
he's
the
changing
Gmail?
world lines.
You playing?
Someone get the phone.
Gotta send him a email real quick.
I'm just mad they never made fucking food in the microwave, bro. What a waste.
They
They
cooked
cooked the
bananas and chicken nugs.
They didn't eat them though.
You wanted to after that? They were good.
They whole ass did. 2 of these girls ate a gel banana. Like, that's the whole plot of this story.
That's true. They did.
Like, what?
Okay, well, you know what I mean.
But no, like, yeah, other than like getting into the world, as you spend time, the crazy plot, the scientific terms, all of that is incredibly straightforward to follow because none of it is scientific.
Not an ounce.
Not a lick.
Not a minuscule.
Not a
micro
mad
black hole.
scientist. Blah 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 blah.
Son of a
Anyway,
bitch.
Very cool.
When I first watched this show, it was definitely it was a perfect find because I was looking for something that was going to challenge me, and the beginning was definitely challenging.
Yes.
It was.
But by the time I could just like sit there and just focus in and absorb everything that was going on, it got easier and easier. So I was absorbing a lot more than I thought. I really thought I was.
Yo.
So
That's
on
okay.
like the second or third time when I was watching through it, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna lead into all of this stuff. Just one moment would like set me off and just like remembering everything.
You know, like, dead ass, like, I don't think this does a bad job of being easy to follow, but it kind of gives me like more perspective of like how great a job Dr. Stone does. Like, Dr. Stone, I feel like, does a phenomenal job of merging like science and interest. And a lot of people, like, was it you, Kelz, who were like, didn't like Dr. Stone?
What? How dare you?
Okay, I'm asking because somebody I know didn't like it because they said it was like too like gimmicky in the science.
Whoever they are, call them a bitch and delete their number. Like, fuck them illiterate individuals. You can't even follow. Anyway, excuse me.
Suddenly, I'm afraid to watch Dr. Stone.
Those feelings are perfectly accurate.
Wait,
You are completely fine.
you haven't watched Dr. Stone?
I have not seen it yet.
He's been busy.
I've been very busy.
Did you say you watched this 3 times?
Mind your business.
I watched it. I watched this show like 5 years ago. So, come on.
Dr. Stone came out 5 years ago.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Don't in Japan.
It's been 5 years, bruh. It came out in 2018.
That's only 4 years. We're in an even number year, Kai. Science. These numbers are important. But no, I agree with you. I think that Dr. Stone does a really good job about having a serious science presentation and world while also not being really fucking boring.
Yes. Now that I'm saying like this is really fucking boring. But
only because the pacing, but
yes.
But no, not the plot points and like the twists.
Yeah, like Dr. Stone kind of had me encapsulated in like episode 1, and then the fact that like not that I'm saying I doubted the stuff, but the fact that like everything that happens was like, yo, this is like fucking real. Like we learned how to make fucking glasses, Dr. Stone, like which I feel like is so underappreciated because like we just see like the marvels of science. And I felt like if this show had been like kind of more passionate about science instead of just like, having scientists be scientists.
Well, it was kind of busy using that science to mind rape all its characters.
It's science fiction.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's also not a shonen.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I was gonna say, is Dr. Stone a science fiction? But yes, now that I think
Yes,
it is,
literally,
very much so,
but
yes.
also it's a shonen. We have
They're
to
not
teach
making like
these-
laser beams or gel bananas out of nothing. So yeah.
Not yet.
Too busy
Season
curing
3's
pneumonia.
Yes.
Trust.
Shut up, doctor.
I like how you have a pen in your hand. Shut up, doctor.
Yeah, I'm the literate one. He's the studied one. I read. Static listens to music. in your comedy.
I'm just here.
I
No, I'm
guess.
just here. I'm just here. Comedy. I started off in a laundromat, okay, and here I am today.
I
So.
regret everything.
You're born on
let me hit that D mail. Don't invite him anyway.
Do
Make
not
sure that
confuse
TV's
D-mail
on.
with.
Get that microwave going.
Yeah. All right. We talked a lot about it. And I'm not going to admit to only being 16 episodes in because I'm totally not, which I hate because I'm finally invested, right? I'm into the Terminator plot. I'm into where we probably definitely find out that our main character is the braid short hair girl's dad. Probably not actually, but I don't know, man. That's the vibes I'm getting. It's John Connor. God damn it. But no, definitely. Like I'm finally into the deep time travel terrorists like rebellion vibe.
Yeah.
And I hate it because I'm like, we got to talk about this stuff right now. What happens at the end?
What?
There are some things that happen with Kyle Reese girl that isn't exactly that. All right, you sure you want the full spoilers and everything?
This is super heavy spoiler territory. I mean, you can't just explain one plot point. You have to know how we get.
That's
from
why
A to
I'm
B.
asking. That's why I'm
like
asking.
That's the great part. You can
It's
tell
gonna be
me
another
whatever.
30 minutes.
All
It's
right.
gonna-
You could just tell me the big reveal, and I don't have to comprehend it. That's
How
the
many big
secret of
reveals do you-
unity.
There's at least 5 big reveals, though.
Okay, then hit me with whatever. We've got 10 minutes, and we're done. So 5 big
All right,
reveals.
cool. So you know she's a time traveler, right?
Yep, I got that much.
Okay.
All right.
She goes back in time again to complete her mission. Doesn't work. Okabe goes crazy. Deletes the email. Her mission works suddenly. Still not complete. By the time Okabe gets around to finishing her mission to set them up for success, one of those a different character besides the one you've seen die is dead. And then Future Girls just shows back up. It's just like, hey, guess what? I'm gonna help you save her.
Oh my god, we have to. So this is a whole Bleach vibe where we save Rukia and then we save Orihime.
It's
Sort of,
basically
yes.
stuff that
Sort of,
happened-
yes. Except,
Stuff that happened in episode 1. Like, there's a reason for it.
yeah.
basically.
Why
I
was
was
it a man
hoping-
screaming instead of a woman when the woman
Yeah.
died?
Why is it that these time paradoxes are just seemingly they just complete themselves anyway? So what was the point of it?
See, all of that is the last 2 episodes.
I know.
God damn it.
I felt like I was broken because I was like,
Oh, you'll feel broken by the end of it.
no, I mean, I finished it. I'm saying I felt like I was broken because I was like, I had a weird moment. Like, me being like normally overhyped at endings and stuff, and like, oh my God, I watched it and I was like, oh, okay.
Ian,
You had a Zog moment, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was just like, huh.
Take this moment to heart, Kai. So when you go, how the fuck does he feel this way? Like, remember this.
I was just
I
like,
don't know if it'll help.
I was
but
just
at least-
like, I don't know. I'm just like, I see why people would put this as like their top and up there with like top 10 best anime. I totally see why. But for me, it was like not that. But like, I understand people doing that. And I was just like, okay, like, you know, and I was like, maybe I just don't like resonate with Okabe. And I was like, I mean, I kind of do. But then I was like, because the ending, like you say you don't care, but the ending, I'm like, I fixed everything, but we never met. But there's hope that we will. And I'm just like,
This is Angel Beats shit.
Yeah.
kinda, yeah. And I'm
It's
just
more of
like,
that shit.
but I'm
I
just
think
like,
you could,
I'm
you
kind of
could,
like, and then I watched Zero because I was like, maybe
Oh,
Zero
no.
will make me feel something. I'm low key kind of like, Zero's depressing as fuck. I'm like, I hope this is the true ending because like Evangelion has messed me up.
From what I
I'm just,
understand,
like-
from what I understand, the ending of Steins Gate is the true ending. Zero is all the stuff, all the exposition they told us about that leads to that true ending.
I feel like Zero is the like creator being like, this is what I want to do. And then the actual ending is like, this is what the bitches who wanted happy stuff wanted. So here you go. But I'm putting what I wanted out too.
This isn't
like
the
being
fate.
happy, so.
This isn't fate, man.
I just said that's what it felt like as I watched, because I watched Zero as well because I had some free time because I wasn't feeling well today. So I was in bed. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do a little bit of extra research. And so I watched Zero and I was like, yo, like this Okabe, like this depressed ass dressed in black Okabe, like I just was kind of resonated with it. And then I was like, because it's kind of like, you know, the actual ending was kind of like open-ended, like, hey, they can find each other because things were fixed. But it wasn't like that, you know.
Who are they? Who are they? I must know.
No, watch the show.
Mad scientist and best
Finish
waifu.
watching.
Yes. So
Which one is
That is all I'm giving you.
so I was
the
like,
Shrine Maiden?
yes,
Totally.
or Hime. It's Kikyo. It's Kikyo. He ends up with Kikyo. Like, she finally won one, boys. It just took her like 6
did it.
timelines to get it, but she finally got one. That ending was so sad, man. I recently rewatched that.
I know
clip.
you said you prefer the sadder ending. I was like, well, or you could just say, why not both? Because it's a time travel anime and all endings
you.
are technically canon.
I mean, listen,
The real
Stop.
answer is it all happened. Fuck you.
Listen,
It all
sir.
happens anyway.
Listen, sir. Listen. No. There can only be one. And because by that logic,
Highlander rules. There can only be one.
yes. But again,
I mean, like, what, like, okay, like, what, whenever he time travels in the headphones, like, how is that not to say that one doesn't just keep on living, right? On his timeline.
Because we learned he doesn't change timelines. When he uses the headphones, his memories are transmitted back to the same one in the same timeline from at maximum 48 hours. Not a different time skip bullshit. Same time skip in the past. It's a real time travel.
you know, it's kind of like,
But none of this would have ever happened had
If he
he
didn't
not failed and started World War III. Just saying.
you know,
None of this would have happened. Go ahead.
sorry, you got it.
None of this would have happened if he didn't fuck with a microwave. Don't fuck with the microwave. You're not going to be a time traveler. You're going to die. Don't do it. Content breaker PSA. Don't fuck with microwaves.
And
Actually, it is very likely he could have just gone into a world line where he was a vegetable, just stuck in a coma with all of those new memories and just been like, fuck, I'm stuck. I
So
can't
he's
go
gone into a
anywhere.
timeline where he was a fucking gel banana on a
Yes.
so
plate.
since two of
That
you
too.
haven't seen this, you won't necessarily
Okay.
understand. But as Zog, he might understand what I resonate with, and like the listeners who have seen as well. From Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I kind of got like that kind of vibe with this. And it was like really interesting because I was like, okay, you know, what are our other like personalities like doing? Is this us in a window to that by these things that happen? And I ain't gonna lie, Multiverse of Madness Multiverse
Yes.
of Madness? Yeah.
Yes.
As
you had it
low
right.
key, like, fucked me up dreaming wise. Cause like I've had some dreams and I'm like, oh no, not so and so. So I'm just like, yo. And also Strange, you would love it. Or sorry, Kelz, you would love it because it's kind of borderline a horror movie as well. So
Cool.
Yeah,
but
Sam
I'll still probably
Raimi,
enjoy it anyway.
Sam Raimi definitely taps into his old Evil Dead side.
I didn't know Sam Raimi directed this one.
Yeah, he does.
You could have told me that, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
I did. I was like, yo, you want to come and then like freaking zombies and stuff?
You didn't tell me, Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. The
Well, you
magic
said you
words.
had school stuff, so I respect you. I wasn't gonna entice you. If you say school stuff, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
No, God. Anyways,
We
let's
can
go
go
back
watch
in
it.
time.
That's what
in
you
Orlando.
sell harder.
Guess we gotta send a D-mail. Gosh.
Watch the movie.
Fuck your details. I ain't
Every
getting
time you
CERN sent
say-
after me.
Every time you say D-mail, I'm like,
Dick pic.
It's time to Digimon.
Oh,
Jesus,
yes,
Dick.
sorry.
What the fuck, man?
Ready? Henshin go or whatever it is. I don't know.
No, definitely Digimon. Oh, they did call it
Shit a
Demon.
go-go.
Henshin go, baby.
They did totally call it. In season 2, it was totally D-Mail. Because I remember Yoli was like, I got a D-Mail. And I'm just like, shut up, Yoli. No one wants you in this.
Very true. She was the
Yeah.
worst.
All right. Final verdict. Steins Gate. How y'all feel about it?
It's considered like a masterpiece by so many. And it's like, I think it's in the top 10 on both AniList and my anime list. I don't remember if it's been dethroned because of all that bullcrap that was going on.
Well, it's always Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has always been above it. So, yeah.
It's
Oh,
currently
that crap.
number 9 on AniList,
Yeah.
Wow.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
That is
I guess I
crazy.
have to keep watching.
Hey, Fruits Basket up there. So we out here. But
I mean-
anyway,
Yeah. Go ahead.
so I would say that I definitely see how it deserves to be up there. Me personally, I would probably give it a 8.5. I think I have to watch it again. Which is still high, you know. It's definitely good, and I definitely enjoy the characters and everything. But as far as like that 10 mark, it kind of falls short in aspects of like how long it took me to get invested into it. Like I wasn't really feeling it until like episode 11 or 12 till the things happened. And this is like my third attempt trying to get into it. I'm not gonna lie. But I definitely see what it's worth, and I feel like I will watch it again, and it probably will change, as I do sometimes. Change my ratings when I watch things over, because like Gurren Lagann was another one. Like I watched Gurren Lagann all the way through once. I was like, this is ass. And I did it one day, like 2 years later. I was like, yo, Gurren Lagann is really good. Like, so maybe this will be like that. Maybe it'll.
Opinions change over time.
They do, because we learn and grow from our prejudice. Like My
Sure.
Hero Academia said, common sense is a bunch of prejudice made up before age of 18.
Fuck Endeavor.
That wasn't Endeavor. That was like the sidekick guy. Like,
No, more so my point about the
He's
whole
just-
thing.
he's
Like
just-
I was
Oh, okay,
relating,
yeah.
I was perpetuating your point there.
okay, Endeavor was like, fucking do it or I'll kill you. No, wait, that was Bakugo.
Yeah.
Like,
But perpetuates the
Yeah.
prejudices we
They
What's
have
the
They
difference?
both kinda did that.
Ba-da-ba-da.
yeah.
that are formed before the age of 18.
Although
Yeah.
Mirko also
Daddy
basically did that.
issues. There you go.
I love Mirko.
Anyways.
That's
Yes.
the thing. How come when Bakugo says it, everybody hates him, but when Mirko says it, everybody
You
loves
know
her?
the answer to that question.
I do
dog.
know the answer to that
She's not
question.
an asshole.
It's called
I mean,
anatomy.
Buddy girl.
It's the bunny
Anatomy.
girl. It's the bunny
Anatomy
girl.
is the answer.
Yes. But I actually enjoyed Steins Gate probably more than I thought I was actually going to. It surprised me a lot. I would recommend it. If you like Groundhog's Day, then you'll enjoy this because it's basically Groundhog's Day at some point.
Give it a score, Strange.
A score, I don't know. I'll give it an 8, I guess.
You enjoyed
It's
it
up
more than
there.
me and gave it a lower score.
Different scale.
Yes,
Different
different scale.
Speaking of different scale, on a
What are
scale
the
from
first
I only
16
made it to episode 16, I enjoyed the vibe. I enjoyed the seriousness in which the plot took itself.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a particularly large fan of how the pacing of the early parts went. I think
fair.
that it could have been, we could have spent the slice of life portion in fewer episodes and still kind of got the plot beats about banana teleporting and goo people and all of this stuff. But it is a product of its time, and it very much still is incredibly successful and well written as we progress onward. Want to watch more? I give it a don't fuck with microwaves out of 10.
Very nice. Very nice.
What a very interesting scoring system you have there.
This
And
is
lastly-
a must watch. This is a
Yeah.
must watch. Whether you end up loving it or hating it, I think this is a must watch.
Must watch out of
Out of
must
10.
watch. Yeah.
Must watch out of 10. That's Zog's score.
Must watch
All
out.
right,
watch.
I
What
gotta
the
give
fuck are you
numbers
doing
to
with
it.
your life?
I gotta give a number to it. Yeah, I'd probably put it at a 9.
How many gel bananas out of 10?
64.
Bunch.
64 gel bananas.
A
There,
lot of gel.
there's 4.5 gel bananas. Half of one just didn't cook long enough.
Oh no.
I'd give it
creepy
3
part.
D-mail text out of 8. D-mail.
3 time altering emails.
3 D-mail texts and a phone call.
What about a video message?
Non-inclusive.
Our data rates don't go that high.
She pooped in the bed. Sustained.
Hearsay.
My God.
Stepped on a bee. My dog stepped on a bee. I had to pee. Something.
All
like
right.
it.
Steins Gate.
We're
Definitely go watch it.
Fuck Amber Heard.
Jesus Christ. Date the product, why don't you? Anyways, may you not date. But anyway, Steins Gate. I wish we could go back in fucking time.
I don't want to
Don't fuck.
meet my past self.
There's too many variables. Honestly, that's too scary. Too many
Don't fuck with
variables.
microwaves. We'll catch y'all next week for more Content Breaker. All here on all your podcasts. We're talking Spotify, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast at Content Breaker, or Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Content Breaker as well. Gentlemen, y'all have stuff too.
You can find me at Static Dreads on Twitter.
Goodness. You can find me at Strangely on Twitter, Strangely Entertaining on YouTube, also on Twitch, which my new Twitch time will probably be 9 o'clock Tuesdays. 9 o'clock Tuesdays.
What?
Central
Central
Daylight time.
Did it change?
Yes, I said you weren't here last week, so you didn't get to hear my announcement.
I watched the show that wasn't edited.
That wasn't. Oh my God.
What a spit in the face to a Lacey asked me. Anyways, we'll catch y'all next week for more Content Breaker. Slated on the schedule of Wisdom is another ooky spooky show.
Ookie
What is that,
spooky
ookie
Inuyashiki.
Inuyashiki.
Not to be confused with Inuyasha, which I thought we were
I
doing.
know.
Kagome!
Ooh, very
Kagome!
very different kind of ookie spooky.
KKL.
Bong.
And it's Yashahime now.
That's all I have to say is bong. Bong.
What?
Bong.
They don't get it. They haven't watched it yet.
I know, but they will.
No, I'll hate it no matter what. Anyways, next week on Content Breaker Inuyashiki. Bong.
Bong.
On Kai.
Nope. Just bong.